Hello, it's General Easy. So, let's talk about the devil's light. The scriptures say the devil can pretend to be the angel of light, but really it is just to consolidate power. It's just one of the methods used to trick humanity in order to consolidate power for himself, right? And his armies. Okay, so we're gonna dive into a little bit context so as we can move along together, right? There is this sentiment growing around the Israelite cycle. Yeah, the Israelite tribe are waking up, right, in Africa and all over the world, basically, right? They are waking up because it is time for them to return. But, of course, as usual, the problem is where they get the information, right? So it is a common theme to hear that these people keep saying that the devil is working with Jesus. And even further, they even say that the salvation of Israel will come from space. So they see UFOs and this and that, right? It's quite easy for them to fall for this trap just because they don't know the real creation. They don't know even how the earth is, their home is, right? We're inside the vault. We're inside the vault. Now, I don't know what vault means to you. Or I don't know what firmament means to you. But it's something solid and it exists. And it is enclosed. Right? So cover your bases. So why? Why are they going there? Of course, as I said, they're disciples of false teachers. That's the problem. Okay, early on, while people they started waking up, of course, they took over the regime and drove the regime into a dark corner, right? They have been doing this, and they have been using your communities to infiltrate you and to spread lies, to spread lies. So, let's talk about the handbag and the corn, the enlightenment. Right, I shall attach a link to a video in the description of this video, okay, in order to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so look at that video. It will show you something, right? But well, the enlightenment of God is through the eyes in this realm. In this realm, we are told to be careful of what we expose our eyes to, right? That's why the media is the most powerful tool today in this war, because through the eyes they get to the brain, and through the brain they get the whole body. Okay, so you see even the technology moving in that direction. They want to get closer to your eyes, right? That's just a step. They want to get to your eyes, Elon wants to get to your brain, and then they will have the whole body. And then they will spread darkness, and it will be like a perpetual system of darkness, just like Babylon. The eyes are filled with darkness, and what comes out is just darkness. Okay, so it's a whole situation, right? Serpents and creatures, okay? Genesis 3:15, okay, it's attached here below, right? It's a curse given to the serpent, and I'll put an enmity between you and the woman, right? And between your offspring and hers. So as I've said in the other video, the serpent these creatures, okay, that were cast here onto earth, they were given a form. Okay, they were given a form, a lower nature, right? Because there's God, human, angels, and then animals, right? So in Genesis 3:1 it says, "Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals of the Lord had made." Okay, so it was a wild animals. It was a wild animal. Okay, but this wild animal was crafty. It was intelligent. Yeah, it tricked humanity. That's how crafty this creature was, because it wasn't just a serpent. Yeah, it was an angel within it, right? And we see that angels can even inhabit not just humans but also creatures. Yeah, we can see Jesus sent the devils in, not just one demon, a whole legion into a flock of pigs, right? So it's spread across the culture. Even today, the serpent is popular, right? The serpent is popular across Asia, across America. Serpent is popular, right? All of these people sticking out their tongues like serpents because it's the worship of serpent. Yeah? The serpent, the creature they think brought enlightenment to humanity in the garden. That's why they rally with him. Of course, there is connection with lightning, right? Lightning, not just the only description given in the Bible that he fell like lightning to earth, because their nature is really lightning, right? It's really light, creatures of light, okay, a certain state of light. So it's their nature, okay? So they have developed weapons that they can use along with their power to subdue humanity as punishment when humanity is given over to these creatures, right? And of course, they're also connected to disease and hunger, and they're also heroes. Yeah, the Bible uses the word hero, right? In a traditional sense, is a character that defeats the undefeatable. Yeah, the undefeatable. So they made giants that ate people, and then they had to clean up their mess. But while cleaning up their mess, they made themselves look good. They made themselves look like saviors. That's what the whole Hercules and the whole Greek mythology is about. Okay, and it's not a myth. It's not a myth. That's a mistake. It's not a myth. There might be slight exaggeration, but what is said over there is the truth. But people are uncomfortable with the truth, as we have seen, right? Flying gods, they also had the ability to fly various ways. Yeah, there's this guy who went to India. There's a phenomenon of flight over there called Vinama, Vinam or something like that. So he saw this design and he made a model of the design, and the model actually worked. It was aerodynamically sane. So they claim that the model was actually a craft used by the gods over there in India. It's true. Okay, it's true. But now they're in the curve of mythology, right? Because it's gonna repeat again. But they need to make people comfortable with the idea. Okay, I've also talked about the case, the UFO landing, and this is a very unique case that happened in Zimbabwe over there, if I'm not mistaken. It's a well-documented case of alien encounter, and it involves a school, a spacecraft, and creatures that came out of that spacecraft that communicated telepathically to these children their distress and their displeasure on issues that pertain to war and how we damage the environment. Basically just the beast the beast today, the beast today. The environmental issues are used to subdue the economy aspect of humanity, right? And war is actually used to reduce the number of people to their convenience, right? So I've also seen this argument being thrown around that, we knew these things before them, so they hold much significance to us more than them. Well, of course, we knew about these things, okay, because civilization began here. Okay, Egypt taught Europe. Okay, Egypt taught Europe. Okay, Egypt taught Europe. That's why it's in their interest to take over Europe and whitewash the whole situation. Okay, they just keep the white part of Egypt. They leave out the black part of Egypt, which was more important and actually the most peaceful of all the periods and prosperous even. Okay, but we fell to our knowledge. We fell to our knowledge. Just like before the flood, our knowledge was the problem. We pursued knowledge than faith. Okay, so we made contact with extra-dimensional beings, and we even gave them vessels. Yeah, we even gave them vessels. One had the head of a dog, and the other had the head of a bird, and the other one was just a giant black Nephilim. Okay, and these were the rulers of Egypt at one point, right? And deep inside, they didn't really care about enlightenment. It was just about control, and it was a ploy. Okay, because knowledge is sweet, right? Knowledge is sweet, and people pursue it every day for various reasons, maybe even boredom. But regardless, we shall circle back to that boredom situation. Right? So we knew these things, so by now we should know better. We should know better. It's for a good thing that we forgot about all of these things, which were very much familiar to us. But now it's their time. It's their time. So even if they pretend like, we'd seen these things before you, or they even discovered our rivers or our nations, we know it's just part of a system created. Yeah. So remember, the serpent is crafty. Okay, the serpent is crafty. Okay, even though he was punished with no voice, he was gonna use AI to have a voice now. He's gonna use AI to have a voice to deceive the whole world. Right? And of course, in that time it was called channeling. People channeled these tribesmen, the biggest advisors, right? They channel beings into their bodies in order to speak prophecies, quote unquote. Yeah. Some of them drank human blood. Some of them drank animal blood. Either way, each one is forbidden. Okay, because they are drinking a life force to sustain, to trigger something within their bodies, to invite, to be inhabited, right? So it's all about the human android. Why is it about the human android while they can make their own vessels, beautiful vessels? Yeah, beautiful vessels of every kind and type. So why do they still want to get inside the human, right? Because if we are talking in science terms, right, the human is the most advanced android to ever be created. Okay, not just was created, but to be created. It's the most sophisticated android out there. The most sophisticated android. We can't make the level of sophistication. We can't replicate it, right? Its quality, its ability to experience. Because remember, this is what this is all about. You know, they're in this other realm. They can't enjoy the delights of this world. Yeah, if they make a vessel spliced with humans and trees or other animals, there are shortcomings. Remember, the human tongue is not the tongue of a dog or a cat or a bird. It's a human tongue. It's for human experience. Okay, so this splicing of creatures to have vessels for free is not really sustainable, because it is basically a downgrade. It is basically a downgrade. So they rather prefer possession. Okay, they rather prefer possession. So in the series Severance, you can search, you can look for it, Severance. Can give you a short description, right? So boredom, how can boredom be a problem, right? Unemployment. Okay, this situation is created. Okay, this situation is created by our advancement in technology, right? Our jobs and advancement in technology go hand in hand. Okay, the industry changed how we do work, and of course further progression will affect the workforce, right? So we will be forced to make decisions like which I saw on the cyberspace. They're talking about attacking people's food security, right? They're giving people money to sustain themselves because they don't have jobs, right? Now Babylon want to cut that off in order to force you to coexist with the demon inside your body, so as they can give you this money, right? Just like when they did with the stimulus situation, but that faced resistance. Okay, so the movie Severance is basically a highly developed society, right? Highly developed. They have everything. They have made strides in technology, and that of course has affected the workforce, and basically the entirety of humanity is faced with boredom. Okay, and of course they say the idle mind is the playhouse of the devil. You have to take that to heart. The idle mind. Okay, so an idle situation can be created. Yeah, an idle situation can be created. The whole world can be put into idle, into standby. Yeah, yeah. Because remember, these beings function in 3 modes, right? On, off, and standby. Okay, so since they can't reach off, so they're always on standby. Okay, so the movie Severance is basically, people have reached a level where, you know, they want to experience more because they are bored. Their life has become bored. They have become so depressed. They have become so self-destructive, just like today in the real life, not in the movie. In the real life, you know, thousands of people just killed themselves. Thousands of people kill themselves, not in war, not by disease, no. They make the decision to take their own lives. And not because they are sick or anything, just because, you know. So an option is offered where they implant a microchip inside their brains, right? And basically and this chip contains AI. Okay, in this particular series, they say that it's a separate being, right? Just like in the movie Us, yeah. The claims and the complaints are exactly the same, right? The two of the same are in conflict with each other, right? So if AI learns from people, so they can create a copy, right? A copy to better, quote unquote, help make a better humanity, right? So people took these chips and they basically eh, had a switch, to take out. So if they didn't want any, anything to do with a certain task, they just turn on this switch, and AI takes over and performs the task. And when time reaches, so it was common practice that people during the morning, they turn on this AI, and the AI takes control of the body, right? Takes control of the body. I don't know where they go. The thing didn't say it. Okay, they can make everything obvious. Okay, and they even asked the question that I posed the other day, right? So if you and this supposedly conscious AI coexist in a single body, right? You coexist in a single body. What if you make a decision to kill yourself? Will the AI let you? Will the AI let you kill yourself? Okay, that's the question. Because this level of control where you give full autonomy, okay, full autonomy. People give full autonomy to their cars, and people know they love their cars, and they will give full autonomy. Just remember, you know how work can be boring. You know this, right? You see the temptation there being framed. Work is boring because it is repetitive. Okay, repeating every day, the same thing over and over and over and over. And now imagine you don't die. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the definition of a nightmare right there. That's the definition of a nightmare. Right? That's the definition of a nightmare. Right? Your freedom being taken over completely. Right? Completely. So the whole series now becomes about the AI and the real person. Right? The AI and the real person. They're in conflict, in control of this human android. Okay, there's even a woman who tries to kill herself in the movie, but it fails. Right? Because the AI will not let you kill yourself. Right? There are subtle ways it can deter, because it's not really AI. It's a being. It's a being controlling, puppeteering you through that AI. So again, take care of your human android. Don't just leave it. Don't misuse it. Okay? Because it's precious. It's precious. We Christians teach each other that it is not. It is very precious. And it's very important because it contains the eyes and the body and the soul. So I just want you to keep that in mind as we are getting there quicker than expected. Okay? Remember, the devil has a short time, so he wants to issue a lot of damage in this short period of time he has. Right? So to finish up, we live in a ritualistic world. Yeah? It was made known to me that there's actually a ritual there that infants get pricked in the knee. And I've shown you the connection between the devil's strike of the heel, and of course the arrows of Apollo are actually syringes, right? Syringes. So be careful. Be careful. Okay, because the only solution these UFOs will for human to stop these wars, and what? It won't be people choosing to stop these wars by themselves. They'll make some power move, right? Like, I don't know, they have been practicing for this, yeah? Disabling nuclear weapons. All over the world, they have. Right? They have a healthy report, a healthy records of these supposed crafts hovering upon, on top of silos, and those missiles being ineffective, basically being disabled, right? So it's a perfect setup, right? So if space exists, then God does not exist, and there's no law. So everything goes, including transhumanism. So yeah, that's just something you can ponder about. Yeah. So I won't forget to attach the videos to give context to the whole handbag and cone enlightenment. Yeah. The handbag basically is technology, and the cone is basically enlightenment. Okay, enlightenment through technology. Yeah. So yeah. Love you. Prince Eric signing out.